All right, so on this particular video, we're going to talk about 61-year-old Brenda Sawyer. Uh, Recently, she's gotten herself in a lot of trouble because she was out here stealing all kinds of money. And I'm going to play a video regarding this incident that provides more details into this. And then I'll provide further commentary on the other side. Fair use. Without further ado, DJ, spin that shit.
Tonight, the McKeesport Schools police chief, who also heads McKeesport's NAACP branch, is accused of stealing thousands of dollars to fuel a gambling addiction. Good evening. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Ken Rice. The investigation started after the same woman left her job in the state attorney general's drug division in Westmoreland County. Erica Stanish was there for her hearing this evening.
Brenda Sawyer was the regional director for the Attorney General's Bureau of Narcotics. And tonight we're learning she allegedly stole money from that agency and the NAACP McKeesport branch, totaling around $200,000 that was all allegedly used at local casinos. KDKA was there as 61-year-old Brenda Sawyer walked out of court Thursday night, now facing felony charges of theft, forgery, tampering with evidence, and obstruction. Sawyer retired as the regional director of the Attorney General's Bureau of Narcotics in 2024. Investigators say she stole funds while in that position by issuing 58 checks worth almost $46,000 between 2019 and 2024. They say she also stole $75,000 from the narcotics storage room. Investigators executed a search warrant earlier this year at her home, where Sawyer said some of the money might be, claiming she kept safe money there for undercover buys if she couldn't get to a bank. Investigators say Sawyer was also president of the NAACP McKeesport branch during this time, where she allegedly stole $52,000 by forging the treasurer's signature. Police say they reviewed Sawyer's 2023 tax documents and found she spent nearly $720,000 at Rivers Casino on slot machines. Police say Sawyer admitted she's been in debt consolidation since 2019, but denied it was related to gambling. But according to police, Sawyer had over $651,000 in taxable income between 2019 and 2023, while also claiming $435,000 in gambling loss and $441,000 in day-to-day expenses. The Westmoreland County District Attorney released a statement Thursday saying, in part, "No one is above the law, and we will hold those accountable who feel emboldened to abuse their power and position of trust." As we mentioned, Sawyer is the chief of police at McKeesport Area School District. We talked with the district solicitor, who says the district is still reviewing the charges against her, but he did confirm that she was placed on paid administrative leave today. Reporting in North Huntington, Westmoreland County, Erica Stanish, KDKA TV News.
And
This is crazy. So she was arrested on charges of dealing with proceeds of unlawful activities, forgery, obstruction, tampering with evidence, and 3 counts of theft. She didn't say anything as she was led out of district court after her arraignment to be taken to the Westmoreland County Prison. Her bail was set at $100,000. He cited the seriousness of the felony allegations, the amount of money in question, and her position of trust with the Attorney General's office. She retired back in February as the regional director of the Bureau of Narcotics Investigation and Drug Control at the North Huntington office. She took a position as the police chief at the McKeesport Area School District. Authorities said the financial discrepancies came to light after her retirement, according to court papers. Upon discovering missing funds from the Bureau of Narcotics Investigation section in the North Huntington office, the agency referred to the matter as Westmoreland County District Attorney for investigation. We also got to talk about the $100,000 in unaccounted for drug money. Right? What's up, Ted? Salute to you. $100,000 in drug money that was unaccounted for. They said there was almost 60 checks issued in that matter between January 1st, 2019 and the date of her retirement back in February. In addition, 8 evidence envelopes containing nearly $76,000 in the office's asset forfeiture evidence stores were missing. An agent told Dupika requests for funds to conduct undercover buys involving mid to high level dealers were rebuffed by Sawyer. The agent stated that he later learned that those requests had been approved. The account was at risk of being overdrawn. During the investigation, police got access to Sawyer's personal bank accounts and her River Casino Players Club account. Both showed activity that corresponded with checks issued to Sawyer from the Attorney General's account. So basically, she was forging the checks, and then she was taking those checks and putting it in the in her River Club account to gamble with. So while investigating these financial discrepancies, authorities discovered an account labeled NAACP Community Violence Fund, of which Sawyer had control. So basically, now she was also taking checks from the NAACP, which she is a member of, and was putting those checks in that River Club account too to gamble with. This woman had a massive gambling addiction. The organization's treasurer reported to the investigators that she was unaware of the account. Police say there were numerous cash withdrawals made from the account, some of which took place at River Casino. Sawyer told investigators during the interview back in May that she lost $26,000 in money that she had withdrawn from an attorney general's account and might have misplaced the evidence envelopes during her retirement. She estimated her salary with the state was at $130,000. Sawyer said that she planned to hire a private attorney. There was already a preliminary hearing back on Friday. And she previously worked as a police officer at McKees Point, was hired in October as the area school's district police chief, where her salary was $75,000 a year. Crazy. You stealing from the NAACP? The NAACP really wow. So you didn't think that when the inventory was being taken in the evidence locker, you didn't think that somebody was gonna be like, hey, there's $100,000 missing from this evidence locker. You didn't think somebody was gonna sound the alarm on that? And you was working as a police chief and you didn't think that nobody was gonna find out? Okay. You thought you was gonna get away with that, right? So what was you gonna do? You was gonna continue to gamble and gamble and gamble until you got that big hit. And then after you get that big hit, you was gonna take that money and repay back all the debts, right? That's what you thought? For 29 years, she was employed by the Attorney General's office. She had a very powerful position called Regional Director. And you didn't think that what you did was a crime? You worked in law enforcement, for crying out loud. This is crazy. This is crazy as hell. They say they raided this woman's home back in May. Talked about the 60 checks, totaling more than 45 grand. The money came from accounts belonging to the AG office. Many of the checks were written on dates coinciding with the account at the casino. Mm-mm-mm. And she's still on paid administrative leave. My question is, what made you think you was gonna get away with this, huh? What in the hell would make you think you was gonna get away with that? Just unacceptable. And then you get the situation where, hey, we want black people in positions of power, but yet we get women like this that come in and abuse their power. They abuse it. No different than the tremendous, stupendous, pretentious, once in a generational individual known as the Superman. Yay! I'm gonna talk about her in the future video. Because the super mayor extraordinaire skipped out on one of the meetings that she was supposed to attend last week. So I'm going to talk about that in the future video, and then we're going to cook on the super mayor. But back to this. There's no way that she can justify this. You are busted. You think she's going to get protection from the police unions? No, she's not going to get that. But you can have police officers commit all kinds of acts against black folks, though, and they'll come right to the ready. They'll come right to the ready, and they'll put on that cape for whatever police officer get involved in misconduct when it comes to black folks, whether it be abusing their power, basically using an excessive level of force or whatever like that. Yeah, they'll come up to the defense when it comes to that. But stealing money from the NAACP and stealing money from the evidence vault, they're not going to defend this woman on this. They're going to leave her hanging out to dry. And then she's 61 years old. I mean, you look. 61 years old. We're doing this thing. The stealing money to cure a massive gambling debt. Because she was out there playing, she was going to the casino playing slots. Wow. I mean, you just cannot make this stuff up when it comes to these particular stories. That's why I do them. I do these type of stories because these some of the type of stories that goes on locally that doesn't really make it to the national spotlight. I love doing these type of stories. A couple days ago, I talked about a story in Rhode Island where you had a mother and daughter using the SNAP benefits, and they were using the identities of people who were on that registry, and they stole like $191,000, and they were taking that money, they were buying groceries. Man, look, I think there was more than just grocery they were buying, if you ask me. But this is, man, look. Once again, this woman is booked and charged with forgery, theft. What else? What's this woman been charged with? This is crazy, man. This is crazy. And then you had me doing this shit on my birthday? Look, man. Stealing from the NAACP, stealing from the Attorney General's office, forging signatures and all that. Look here, man. And then what makes it worse, you're in law enforcement. You're supposed to be the public servant. You're supposed to be like a pillar of the community. You're supposed to be like this model citizen that we're supposed to be. You know what? When we go to bed at night, hey, that woman right there, she has a watchful eye over the taxpaying citizen. Instead, she has a watchful eye over her bank account because she's at the slot machine at some casino. Thank you, Ted. I appreciate that. That's not your money, ma'am. The thing that got me the most is the drug money. This woman took the drug money, yo. Anyway, you guys let me know what y'all think about this particular story. This is a crazy story. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. And no, Ted, I'm not 27. I was 27 18 years ago, though. But anyway, if you want to donate, there's the Cash App, there's the PayPal. Last but definitely not least, shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Hurt!